Hey guys, Nick here from Oil Nation. Um, I am playing Bloodbowl. I've never played it before. I got it during the Humble Bundle. All I know is it's basically football with Warhammer guys. Um, let's shoot through the tutorial because I know I'm going to screw up if I don't. I usually never do tutorials. Oh, I definitely want. Oh, please tell me I'm not the humans. I want to be an orc. So basically like Madden, I guess, is what someone told me. The Gouged Eye and the Rankland Reavers. So now we just have to wait for this coin is freezing. Loading Zug. I just saw that. Hopefully it doesn't suck. If it doesn't, oh well. Yeah, the Humble Bundle's going on this week. It might have been over by the time you see this video, but click on the arrow. Clicking on the red arrow. Okay. There it goes. That's kind of weird. Okay, click on the red arrow, start the
Good
tutorial.
evening, sports fans, and welcome to the Blood Bowl for tonight's contest. You join a capacity crowd packed with members of every race from across the known world, all howling like banshees in anticipation of tonight's game. Oh, and yes, there are some actual banshees. Well, kickoff is in about 20 minutes' time, so we've just got time to recap the rules of the game before the battle starts. Your match commentators for tonight are Jim and myself, Bob Bifford. Evening, Jim.
Thank you, Bob. Well, good evening, and boy, are you folks in for a great night of top-class sporting entertainment. But first of all, for those at home who are unfamiliar with the rules, here's how the game is transmitted to the folks at home and, of course, played.
Let me explain that, Jim. As any Blood Bowl fan knows, each Blood Bowl match is transmitted out to thousands of Blood Bowl fans with the device Campaign for Real Arcanery, the camera that was developed by the Guilds of Magic. A bound spirit in a box is allowed to look out in one direction only at the Blood Bowl field, and his mental image is then transmitted by teams of magicians using the spell Cablevision.
Okay, story's stupid so far. Oh, you gotta use the arrow keys?
And nowadays, we've got a lot of cameras, Bob. Since transmitting Blood Bowl matches became a huge success, a lot more to name a few. But since ABC...
Oh, screw it. Switch between the different camera using the C key. Oh, okay.
Ah, that's too true, Jim.
It's like this, Bob.
And it seems
good.
that...
Right, let's get started. As any coach will tell you, Bob, a team's starting formation is vitally important. Here we can see an example of the Gouged Eye famous 5-4-2 or deep defense formation. This formation is used by the Eye against fast-moving or agile teams like Skaven or Elves, some would argue with limited success.
You said it, Jim. Notice how the Gouged Eye has made sure that there are no gaps in their line for opposing players to run through. Every square is covered by an orc player or one of his tackle zones.
Okay, I guess. Display tackle zone by pressing the G. Oh, okay.
That's absolutely right, Bob. Each square around a player is a tackle zone. And it looks like, as an added insurance, the Orcs have kept two players back deep, close to their own end zone, so they can catch any enemy players lucky enough to dodge their way through.
Jim, let's not forget that a team can only field 2 players in each wide zone, and they always have to field a minimum of 3 players on the halfway line, which coaches refer to as the line of scrimmage.
Okay, Bob, it seems like Reichland Reavers have set up their offensive lineup and that the gouged eye are ready to kick the ball.
It sure does, Jim. When both teams have finished their setup, the coach of the kicking team places the ball in any square in the opponent's half of the pitch.
That's right, Bob. He can even place it in their ends.
Those kicks are sure inaccurate, Jim. That's why coaches sometimes prefer to field a player with the kick skill, since it will cut the number of possible squares the ball will scatter by half. But more on those skills later.
That's right, Bob. The kick skill sure is useful, because if the ball bounces off the pitch or into the kicking team's half, the receiving team is awarded a touchback and can give the ball to any player in their team. There goes the little referee with his bone whistle. It's time to rumble!
Okay. So I guess put the ball here. Fancy right click.
And look at that kick, Jim. What a perfect kick by Truck Elf Splitter. But what's up with the fans, Jim?
As you know, Bob, all kinds of things can happen during a Blood Bowl match. A team may make an inspired play, or raucous fans might throw a rock at one of the opposing team's players, or even invade the pitch. Coaches refer to them as kick-off events. There are lots of different outcomes. In this case, the cheering fans seem to have gone wild with anticipation.
Right, Jim. Keep an eye on those
And that extra team re-roll sure is
It sure is useful, Jim. So let's continue with the match, shall we? It seems like the Reichland Reavers thrower, Fat Midbroat, is getting ready to pick up the ball, and the ball is just within his...
Oh, take a look at that, Bob. He almost failed to pick up the ball. Luckily enough for the Reavers, Fat Midbroat has the sure hand skill, which allowed him to re-roll the pickup roll, and he made it on the second attempt.
This is kind of dark.
True, Jim.
That's right, Bob. This all might sound complicated, but it's really easy to understand it all after a few games. For those that wish to broaden their...
You said it, Jim. But look at that. He's not done. He's about to throw a short pass to Griff Oberwald.
Come on, throw it.
That's a risky play so early in the turn, Bob. Usually, coaches try to perform the easier actions first during their turn, because if anyone fails an action, it's the end of their turn. In this case, it's fairly safe.
Still a risky play, Jim, since the thrower has agility of 3, which means that he must roll a 4 or more to be on target. No modifiers apply to the D6 roll because he is not in any tackle zones, and the modifier for short pass is +0.
And he rolls a 4 and makes it. And Griff Oberwald...
Sure is amazing, Jim. Regarding action...
They better stay clear of that big guy, Bob. He has a strength value of 5. And in this case, he is blocking the Black Orc, Rip Sorpain, who only has a strength of 4. Since the Ogre has more strength than his opponent, it means he can roll 2 block dice and choose which one to use. For you folks at home, you can check the player's strength roll table for further information concerning what effects a player's strength have when blocking.
What can I do? Can I go? Run? Oh, so I got to right click.
And look at that, Jim. He rolls defender down, and the defender stumbles. He uses the defender down result to push Rip Sorpain back a square and knock him flat on his back in the mud. And whenever a player hits the ground, you make an armor roll to see if his armor protects him from injury.
Good God.
Lucky for that Black Orc, he's got some heavy armor on him.
And brutality on the pitch?
Not so fast, Bob. He still needs to make a dodge roll to bypass the gouged eye's solid defense.
Where do I make the...
That's right, Jim. And while he squeezes through the defense, he rolls a 3 and successfully dodges through, since he needs to roll a 3 or more. With an agility value of 3, he requires a roll of 4 or more to be successful. But since Jean-Paul Mousson dodges to a square that has no tackle zones, he receives a +1 bonus dodge modifier when attempting the dodge roll. Remember, it's...
Too right, but look, it looks like Griff Oberwald will dodge...
That's all true, Jim. While all players can go for it 2 additional squares of movement, they need to roll a d6 to see if they can make it. On a 1, they will fall flat on the ground in the square where they failed, and therefore must make an armor roll, and it will cause a team turnover.
This makes no sense. Is it G? Okay, G is... Right-click on the square to plot the movement. Okay, so we're going to go... Right-click on the plot.
Some high-quality play there, Bob. Griff Oberwald dodges through and goes for it to the catcher, and Jean-Paul Mousson successfully catches the handoff. Now...
That's all nice, Jim, but I want to see more action on the pitch. And here we go. It looks like the human blitzer, Matthias Meyer, is getting ready to blitz that orc, while Griff Oberwald is assisting him.
Okay.
That's right, Bob. Once per turn, a player on the moving team is allowed to make a special blitz move. A blitz allows the player to move and make a block. The block may be made at any point during the move, but costs 1 square of movement for the player to make.
Both down, both down. Well, I guess they're both down.
That's one tough blitzer, Jim. Since Griff Oberwald assisted him, he had +1 strength, giving him a strength value of 4.
Indeed, Bob. The player may carry on moving after the effects of the block have been worked out, if he has any squares of movement left. It seems like he is moving up next to the catcher to protect him.
Okay.
But look, Jim, what is Peter von Gullit trying to do? It looks like he'll fall over and cause a turnover. Normally, a turn only ends when all the players in the team have performed an action. However, certain events cause the turn to end before all the players have taken an action.
Not even the team reroll helped them there, Bob. This doesn't look good for the Reavers, since Jean-Paul Mousson is wide open for a blitz.
Did you see that, Jim? Since Krug Painspear has the tackle skill, Jean-Paul Mousson is knocked down with a defender stumbles, even though he has the dodge skill, which would normally allow...
That's assuming the apothecary can mend him, Bob. Bob, I'm not so sure about that. He might be a good thrower when it comes to throwing it downfield, but it looks like Cannonball Benny is about to attempt a risky pass to Varag Gaulchua, and Griff Oberwald is in a great position to make an interception attempt. Can't he see him?
Okay, so he's gonna make the...
That's right, Jim. The crowd holds its breath as Griff leaps to intercept the pass. He needs an agility roll of 3 or more. However, a player...
And there goes Griff Oberwald, sprinting down the field to score Reichland Reavers' first touchdown. And listen to those fans, Bob, howling like banshees and rabid wolves.
What a touchdown, Jim! Did you see that?
There's a lot of
Amazing!
shit going on
The
there.
game is far from over. This is just warming
It's
up.
okay.
6 turns remain of the first half, and then we got a full second half with 8 more turns before this game is over.
Oh my god, 8 more turns. Okay, so that's just kind of a quick Blood Bowl thing. If there's anyone who actually wants to play Blood Bowl, let me know. Because I'll be happy to play with someone else who knows how to play. But for now, I'm thinking that's about it. I may play this later on, have some more tutorials. It's kind of just an intro to see if there's any other players out there. If you guys have any questions, go to oilanation.com and let us know. See ya.